Hi, I'm going to give you a quick overview of PlaceBot, which is an AI-assisted program to turn locality descriptions into structured geographic data along with geographic coordinates. Now, the program can be installed. The simplest installation is either using pip, so pip install PlaceBot in a terminal, or if you go to the repository and you go to the releases, there are installers for both Mac and Windows. The program takes data in CSV or TSV format, and as long as it has an ID column and a locality description, it can be processed. You upload your data, and that goes into an input folder, and you can see some examples here in the input folders. Once you've selected a data set, you'll see it below, and there'll be a summary of the data and whether or not it's found locality text. You can then choose how to process it, either in real time, one record at a time, or in batch mode, where you submit all the records at once and then go and download the data once it's been finished on the remote server. Or for very large batches, you can use staggered batch, where it splits it into smaller chunks of about 1,000 localities and sends each one of those off separately so that you don't get into API rate limiting. Right now, there are a variety of models that are supported from most of the major vendors, so Anthropic, from Google, from OpenAI. You can also have some of those models through OpenRouter, or if you have local models like Quen models installed through Olama, you can use those as well. The outputs are in either CSV format or JSON or TSV, and you can also ask it to output in Darwin core formatted column names. Otherwise, it will leave the original column headings that you give it. And it'll deduplicate records so that it's not wasting compute resource and money. It'll only send unique strings of text for processing. API keys are inserted here with these boxes and aren't stored by default, but you can remember them on this computer into an environmental variable on the computer. There's single mode, as I mentioned. There's also batch mode. And if we go down to the batch downloads, once you've submitted a batch, you will be able to download it from the batch downloads window. Here you can see a few batches that I submitted earlier. You just select the batch that you submitted, click download results. It'll go and fetch the results from the provider. And while it says 24 hours, we've found typically with providers like Google that your batch of up to 1,000 records can be done within a few minutes. And here you see the output has been saved to the output folder as a CSV format, and you can see that it's also gone and structured the locality data. It's given us coordinates over here. It's given us radius, confidence, and the processing nodes that the AI used. If you've used more than one AI on the same data set, you can use an ensemble analysis. And we found in testing that this was a very good way of triaging records. So it's very hard to understand how much you can trust the AI output. But we found that in a comparison of 1,500 records that had already been manually georeferenced by experts, that if you can get two different good AI models like Gemini Pro and GPT from OpenAI, if you can get those to agree within within 5 kilometers, then your results are going to be very close to the actual manual georeferenced values. And so here's an example of some GBIF occurrence data. I'm going to pick the Gemini one and the GPT one. Run the comparison, and there you can see a summary of how close each one of the AI estimates were for each other, and the outputs are saved in the output folder. And you can see a table here which has all the original columns in it, followed by the columns from the first AI that has been processed, the second AI that's been processed, and at the very end here, you can see the agreement category and the distance between these. And we hope that this will be a tool that'll be used to streamline georeferencing of the billions of museum specimens that are yet to be digitized, and also the hundreds of millions of records on GBIF that have locality data but no coordinates. Thank you very much.